Wintertime often brings about seasonal depression, and no one feels that more than a motorcyclist who has to winterize his bike. What's a motorcyclist to do? Let's talk about it. It's the 8th of January. I'm able to be out here riding. It's in the 60s today, beautiful day. So I feel very blessed to be able to be out here on my lunch break. Hopefully I'll get out of the neighborhood here in just a little bit. But road was closed, so I'm just kind of meandering. Looks like I'm meandering to a dead end, though. I should turn back there. But I want to talk about what can we do when the weather doesn't cooperate with riding. I mentioned in a previous video that doing maintenance and upgrades is a wonderful thing to do. I changed my oil recently, and I'm going to add some brake bleeders. I'm going to add some brake bleeder valves or speed bleeders. That's what they're called. I'm going to add some speed bleeders. I'm going to change out my clutch and my brake fluid. So what can we do when the weather doesn't cooperate? Well, I mentioned in a previous video, you can plan for your year's ride. Got some goody behind me. You can plan for your year's ride. We do have the Great Lakes tour that we'll be doing. I'm going to work on a couple other rides. I'm going to get down to Florida and might go down to PCB for the Thunder at the Beach. Not sure yet. Working on some plans. But a wonderful thing to do when the weather doesn't cooperate is figure that kind of stuff out. Another thing that's great to do is work on your maintenance. So you can make sure all that's caught up. Any upgrades you want to do, I'm probably going to do some lights. I'm going to replace all the rear lights on this bike with LEDs. I kind of hesitate with that because, look at this. This is all new. Put in lights here. These lights hadn't been here. This is on Edmonds Pike. Let's go in fast, it seems. I don't get out very much. I work from home all the time, and so I just don't get out here very much. I watch these houses go up, things like that, but yeah, that's a little slower than the light, evidently. Another wonderful thing that you can do when you can't get out there, or can't get out there because of weather, which it happens here in Middle Tennessee. We get some cold weather that. I might bring some ice, so we get a little bit of snow. I think we average about 2 inches of snow here a year, so more than I care for, but really not that much. But there's also plenty of times I got to be inside working or something like that and can't get on the bike. So I've listened to a lot of books, and I do say listen. I use that Audible a good bit. So there's a number of books I enjoy. One I've listened to a number of times is what is it called? The Man Who Would Stop at Nothing. It's mostly about John Ryan, but the author, Melissa, I forget her name now, a lot about her story of kind of coming back to motorcycles, a little of her background. So wonderful story. Learn a lot about John Ryan. If you don't know John Ryan, it's definitely something you should read if you're anywhere interested at all in long-distance riding. He holds a number of records on long-distance riding, so gotta know that guy. So yeah, The Man Who Stopped at Nothing. Some other books. One I'm reading now is Bodies in Motion. It's kind of like the why we enjoy motorcycles. It seems to be getting kind of deep into the psychology and biology and all of that of it. So it is interesting. I'll do a book review of that later. Maybe I'll do some other book reviews too. Aerostitch has a book. I think it's basically some blog posts with John Ryan. The title is something like "There's Absolutely No Excuse for What I'm About to Do." That title alone makes me want to read it so badly. I do have a copy of it. I'll probably read that after I read Bodies in Motion. I've owned Bodies in Motion from, I think I was on Kindle for a number of years. I just never got to reading it. Now, Neil Peart, if you don't know Neil Peart, I think that's how you say it, or Peart, or anyway, Neil, I pronounce it Peart. Someone can correct me. He's the drummer for Rush. I'm not a huge Rush fan, but I tell you, if you want to listen to some fast music for riding a motorcycle, turn on some Rush. Anyway, he's got a number of books out. Two I've read are, I believe it's Ghost Rider and Master Rider. I think Master Rider was first. They're both good reads. Check those out. There's some others he has that is a little more on the music side of things, but those two are on motorcycle riding. It was fascinating. He would have, I forget how he did it. I had to review the book, read it again. But he would go on rides during tour. So they'd be touring, and somehow or other he'd bring a motorcycle along with him, and he'd ride a little bit while the tour was going on. Another book I really enjoyed is Hell's Angels by Sonny, and I always pronounce his last name wrong, but it's like Barger. Great book. You learn a little bit about Hell's Angels, kind of that whole history. So if you haven't read that one, I recommend it. In addition to books, there's also a lot of movies out there. My favorite movie, at least for motorcycling, favorite motorcycle movie is Wild Hogs. And I recently heard that they were going to make a sequel, and Disney got busy with other things and never did. So that's kind of sad. But Wild Hogs, if you haven't seen that, you should check that out. Dad and I rode down to Morganza, Louisiana, a couple years ago, and that is where they filmed Easy Rider. So definitely a classic 1969 movie. Should watch that. It's had a sad ending that we often forget about, but that's that. Rebel Without a Cause, Long Way Round, and there's a few others like that with Obi-Wan. Check those out if you enjoy some adventures. Long Way Round, I think, was the first one. So watch those series. I think I found it streaming somewhere a couple years ago. And then The Great Escape got some motorcycle riding in it. There's a number of movies I'd like to watch. I'd like to watch On Any Sunday, While We Ride, World's Fastest Indian, The Wild One, and One Week. I think a lot of these are kind of racing movies, but they're on motorcycling. There's probably quite a few others. Let me know in the comments what some of your favorite motorcycle movies are. I'd love to know if you have like a favorite one like I do, like Wild Hogs, that you just you can't get enough of. I can't tell you how many times I've watched that one, and I'm not a big repeat movie fan. If I've seen it, I usually move on, but I do like to watch that one. But these are some ideas for what you can do in the wintertime. If you got some other ideas too, so say you got book ideas, movie ideas that you enjoy, there's definitely another thing you can do is watching YouTube videos. Be happy to hear if you like to binge watch some of my videos that I've done. If you have a favorite one, As a Magpie Flies is a big one I enjoy. Two Wheels Big Life, those guys are great. I haven't produced anything in a little bit, but if you're not familiar with them, there's a treasure trove right there for you. Definitely things to watch. They would do some good, definitely some good stuff to watch if you need some ideas of where to ride when the weather gets good. Check both of them out. Two Wheels Big Life are more on the road. They do a little bit of off-road, whereas a Magpie Fly, she often does adventure riding. I mean, she's got an African twin she's riding right now. But check it out, see what you think. Let me know. Oh, there is another book. I got it for Christmas, not this past Christmas, year before, Christmas of 24. That's on, I forget the title of it. It's like Maximum Control. You can check out a video where I was asking for it. I'll do a book review on that for sure, because that is all about how to handle big motorcycles.
This is Redbeard. Until my next adventure, see you on the road.